Greetings everyone, here's Lodrik and this is the game Who Won the Pacific Advanced Edition. This is my play-by-email match against Xargun. He's a commander and for me it is the Empire of Japan. This is scenario 1 on game version 26B, all stock, no modification, all super standard. And today I take the last Chinese harbor port without a fight, but the Dutch taking over also one base at Celebros, but there is no industry or no resources, so I would say take it. I take it back. Yesterday I was successful unloading troops at Garrison. This is now terror attack. All what Xargun is throwing on me is night attacks. Because he fears the might of the Japanese Air Force. And he cannot even hit anything. I mean, it's American bombers, so they don't have maybe the knowledge like the British always attacking at night in the darkness. So, most important critical phase is also over. There's no enemy task force running in Garrison and hitting my ships, but I was able to unload everything yesterday, so the critical phase was over. Here in Rockhampton I had still some parts of my division on my ship, so it is still dangerous. And this is another American submarine is here, but this one can avoid all damage. Lucky. And I'm closing in on my next goal on Ceylon. One more reported hit. Ja, bit besser. Second day off, I think, for my bomber force on Java. And my Navy bombers out of Auckland, I let them more or less run with Navy attack today. I saw these 3 ships in Wellington. They are only local minesweepers, not really a target to attack. But I try. And I throw some bombs on these units, but it makes not much sense. High mountains. Yeah, I know there are a lot of Chinese units. I know today I strike again, so this was already a day off. And in 2 days, more or less all damage disappeared, so I know that roughly 20 damage points per day the Dutch can repair. 15 to 20. And Hudson's, and that is a little unlucky for me, because I had here an escort carrier with zeros cover, but I moved them out to meet with my division task force, so they are now in this hex, I would guess, or here. So I had no local air cover, because there was also no ships in Garrison. I said my infantry, they have anti-aircraft guns. But somehow my flag was not really useful today. Or I could kill all these Hudsons. Because there was no escort. So it looks like Xargun is running his airstrikes without escort or without a sweep. So this tells me there is no one in Perth, maybe? He maybe must rail first Air Force from the East Coast, Melbourne, Sydney to Perth. This needs, I don't know, maybe 2 days or even 3 days, because this is only a small rail and not a double rail. So I think, and depending on the distance, you need more time to rail aircraft. So 2 days, I think, is at least possible. So afternoon, the bat is trying second strike. Nothing. So I come 2000 feet. This is the lowest possible drop altitude with full bomb load. So every bomber have 6 bombs, but no hit. Yeah, there's also this mini dot base. This was still a British dot base, and I was a little worried that maybe Xargun could use this dot base to hide some submarines here, and I want simply get rid of this opportunity. So I take it now. Not that you have some submarine tender next to Rangoon, that would be dangerous. I also sent a small mini troop to take this forward base of Tahiti, because Tahiti is here next to it. There is a small French garrison, I think at the start of the war, but I would say they're French and they will run anyway. Especially if I bring some wine, they will give up and trade peace for wine. So second try or attempt to break this high mountain block, but there are more Chinese troops, I guess. So you can see that my attack value is dropped because it's triple defense terrain. So Chinese get double, I get nearly half. At the end, the outcome is not terrible for me. I lost nearly nothing, a lot of this disabled, similar to the Chinese. But I have to bring in reinforcements or heavy guns and make a siege battle out of this. Similar to here. It cost time and supplies, but I don't know if the Chinese have the supplies. This is now the battle for Geraldton, only the fort is here. And the fort is surrendering, so I take out the base. Unluckily, there's really nothing more here. Of course, if there was any aircraft ever, then they already railed out. Shebang, next battle. I make a little damage, that's okay. And I also take this resource center, because here's a lot of resources you can ship back to wherever you want them. 4 Dutch are running and 1 is dead. There's some bombardments. This is now, the Chinese bombarding and testing the water. And I catch this retreating Chinese unit. And a victory for me. So overall, successful day, but no big clash. Little missed opportunity at Geraldton, but Again, I play this with scenario 1 safe, but I still try to achieve what is possible with the little equipment I have here. So air losses 1 to 1, nothing too special, no pilot dead. Ship, there was no sinking, so no, not even damaged ship. So my submarine fleet failed. No change of the situation. My tanks are on the way to reopen the hex to that I get here supplies back to my unit. I'm a little low on supply, but that is still okay for defense. I had here one battle. This was a success. The Chinese are retreating, so I must try to catch again and maybe kill them next time. Because I was had a victory here, I can now move my block force. This is a regiment, more or less part of a division. This is now freed up. This can now help here and maybe fight here next time. This attack was not a disaster, but for sure no success. Problem is that nothing really gets destroyed, but most of the units are now disabled, so I need time to recover this. I'm closing in on the center front more or less and try to force Xargun to fight me or choose where he will fight and what he will give up. We will see. Number one goal is for me if I take Hengyang, because this will open up the rail that I can really shift everything very fast around. Of course, with Changsha would be a nice additional, but this is not a must-have. I must take normally this city. This is more important. But here's a lot of forces, so I simply try to move on every city at the same time, and then I will see if the Chinese try to defend all four, or if there's an opening. We will see. We will see. So I land here. I had here, I think, long range cap, but no enemy airstrike. But now Xargun knows I am here, so I'm not sure if there's an airstrike coming from this mini task force. Nothing too special. So all of these ships are, the only ship is with value is normally this one, but it's also not the super expensive one. So if I lose them, would be not a game breaker. My third invasion fleet is now in position, so I can reach this 6 hexes, so I can get only one landing phase, but it's enough to get at least some troops, and then I can attack immediately in the next turn. And if I see here, no detection from battleships, no detection of the carrier fleet, and no detection of my invasion fleet. So, not bad weather. Not sure why he is. Normally I would guess. I am 10 out of Colombo and 5 of Madras. Not sure where's the Navy search. Or it simply was an unlucky roll. Sometimes this is possible. Maybe the weather was in Colombo shitty. I'm not sure if I can see this because I don't have any recon. Could be. So, nothing else here. I start the bombardment again. Only little damage today. I took this base and it was successful. Nearly no damage. 1 out of, that is okay. So I have more resources to ship around. And Garrelton, I simply missed the opportunity to kill the Hudsons, but okay. Most important is I took the base, let's say this. Now I can bring in, they are waiting because I was not sure if he has maybe mines. Split is in person, I think I have to deal with mines. And here is my divisions and equipment. Much more equipment is coming and supplies, and they are going in for Garrelton. And because I'm 3 hexes away, 1, 2, 3, I get 2 in unloading phases for next turn. This will allow me that I get maybe 50% off already in 1 day. And everything else try to escape. And here is also the HQ. Was a little delayed. But the HQ will allow me that I can bring in here torpedo bombers and then I can run torpedo attacks. There's still enemy ships around, but no attack today. And at Rockhampton, there's still this American sub. I can see it, but I cannot kill it. The unloading is now finished. Yeah. There is only some supplies left, but I will not stay here longer, only for unloading some of the supplies. So I will now departure and try to return to Nomaya without an additional loss of my ships. If I can finish this operation with the loss of one destroyer, even if it's a fleet destroyer, I would say it's a success. Because the unloading is always a critical phase. Xargun had, I think, the opportunity to hit me hard with 100 bombers and 200 fighters, if you have everything maybe together. But I choose also Rockhampton because the distance to Rockhampton is already 8. This will limit the amount of aircraft can fly directly, and Townsville is the same. So it's not so easy with fighter cover. Bombers can fly this, but I don't know if we have the fighters to support and escort them. New Zealand, no activity to this turn, so everything is fine. And yeah, Suva is also nothing here, nothing there. Here's this French garrison, but so we are both the most mini forces possible. I have 15, you have 10 or 9, we will see. The problem is that this is a triple defense, jungle, rough. So that is the only really advantage for this French garrison. Anything else? Not so sure. Ships will come maybe soon. In 4 days I get the first reinforcements carrier, but again these are just 2 small mini carriers. So I can get out of this 58 airplanes operational. So if I then put them together, then I have 110 and a little what I can really use. It's stronger than one allied carrier, but not much more. And destroyers, I need to replace my losses, but I have still, you can see there's 3 coming quickly or in the next 2 months, but then there's a big gap, then only 3 more and this is over. There's really no capacity for losing destroyers for Japan. Industry wise, it's I think okay. I was able to get now I'm close to bonus here. The bonus is here, also here, so this is all already for bonus. And the M5 is coming, and also the Helen is shortening. So I will get maybe the 2A, this is the first production model I will start to produce, will start in May. And in July, I don't know, maybe July, latest August, I can start with 2B, the last edition. Then I can free up all of this 6 R&D factories for other use. Maybe I will push them all in Tojo to get rid of the, because there's only this Helen and the 2B. And from the Tojo, I also need only the 2C. Because it makes no sense to build, for me it makes no sense to build any other Tojo. The 2A Tojo is this is where you start the campaign, but you have only 9 or 12. You cannot make no sense to build them. This is the first production model. It's a little faster than the prototype, but not much more. It is okay. It is better than other airplanes, for sure better than the Oscar 1C, but it's okay, but I don't know if it's really a game changer. The 2B is a problem. This is the main problem. is useless because this 40mm cannon you can really forget, and in real life it was not working and is also not working here. You will never ever hit anything with 2% accuracy. So the 2C is the one I won't go for because this have armor, this have good guns. The heavy guns are enough to damage enemy fighters. Maybe not to kill the B-17s too much, but damage you can do it. Damage I can everything. And they're speedy, they have armor, and they have power. They don't have the range, but it's okay. So this is more or less an interceptor, not an escort fighter. Yo. Good. Then see you next time. Take care. Bye bye.